We live in an amazing time because technologies are now so advanced that people are able to artificially influence climate, create clouds, and control the weather in general. How exactly does this happen? And is it true that man has already managed to outplay nature? The most active discussion about weather control and cloud creation began after this video was posted on the internet. It was repeatedly reposted, but all users, one way or another, claimed that in the video we can see how the US agency, NASA, creates clouds using a huge machine. Giant clubs of white substance, which looks similar to clouds, are flying out of the device. The substance gradually rises to the sky and spreads overhead. So that's exactly how the technology creates clouds. Actually, no, though the video itself is spectacular. The video doesn't show the process of creating clouds, but fragments from rocket engine tests. And there are many such videos. One of them even featured Jeremy Clarkson, the former host of Top Gear. But it has to be said that what users mistook for clouds is in fact what they are. It's hot water vapor that's released due to the combustion of liquid hydrogen. During a real launch, you can see it following the rocket, but in the tests, the stream comes out of the engine horizontally. And what about the actual cloud creation, or cloud seeding to be more precise? It looks different. Take a look at this thing. It looks like a giant burner or a narrow stove, doesn't it? Chances are if you came across a picture of this burner somewhere on the internet, you wouldn't even pay attention to it. But it's the one that can create an artificial cloud. China is planning to use such burners. Around the same time that a fake NASA cloud seeding video appeared on the internet, the Chinese government said it was launching a project that would make rain on demand. The China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation has installed tens of thousands of such burners at the foothills of the Tibetan Plateau ranges 5 kilometers above sea level. It's assumed that the resulting precipitation will raise the level of water in rivers, which will make it possible to irrigate kilometers of cultivated fields. Cloud seeding will solve several problems at once. It will significantly reduce the level of drought, as well as provide residents with a huge amount of drinking water. So far, the project is at the preparation stage, and its active and full-scale implementation is expected in a few years. But similar projects are already implemented in the UAE. Once again, the country of rich sheiks has surpassed the world, this time not with another tall building, a luxury mall, or new artificial islands, but with the use of drones to create clouds and cause rain. On paper, the technology works very simply. Drones are launched higher up, right up to the sky at high altitude. They point special lasers at the sky and clouds, transforming them and charging them with electricity. These manipulations cause the water droplets to merge and fall to the ground. As a result, there have been heavy rains over arid Dubai this summer. As in the case of Tibet, the UAE authorities are solving the drought problem this way. It's even more serious than in China, and it's no wonder since the UAE are essentially located in a desert. It looks and sounds cool, but there are a few nuances. The main nuance is the potential danger of flooding. Drones can overdo it and shoot lasers into the clouds so much that the UAE will literally be flooded. Flooding in an arid desert is something out of the ordinary. This is only possible with modern weather control technology. It seems that cloud seeding, artificial rainfall, and other weather control manipulations are something new and innovative. In fact, that's not the case at all. Yes, now these technologies are developing more and more actively, but they existed before. Popeye. Popeye is the name the world knows for the sailor with the giant hands from comic books and cartoons who ate spinach all the time and never took his pipe out of his mouth. In Vietnam, on the other hand, it's the name by which the operation of the United States is remembered. During the Vietnam War, the U.S. Army tested and used climate weapons. The essence of the operation, which lasted from 1967 to 1972, was the active impact on clouds. The USA planes seeded the clouds with silver iodide, the same kind that the Chinese plan to release into the air with huge burners. After such seeding, chemical reactions occurred in the clouds and heavy rains began to fall. It hampered the insurgents, washed out roads, including the Ho Chi Minh Trail, and played into the U.S. soldiers' hands in every way. Operation Popeye proved so powerful and effective that later The active influence on the weather for military purposes was even banned. Creating artificial clouds and artificial rain is interesting and cool, but there is also reverse weather control technology. Of course, I mean cloud dispersion. You've all heard of it at least once. Cloud dispersion is practiced in many countries and is usually done before holidays and public celebrations to have nice and clear weather. For example, in Russia, they traditionally disperse the clouds in Moscow before the Victory Day on May 9th. Do you know exactly how it happens? Surprisingly, they get rid of clouds with the help of cement. In order to slow down the formation of precipitation, about 25 to 30 kilograms of cement are thrown at the top of the powerful cumulonimbus clouds. The bags of cement thrown from the plane on ropes break apart rather quickly. Eventually, the cement itself turns into a small cloud. The cement suppresses the rising airflow and drives it towards the ground. Thus, the huge cumulonimbus cloud literally dissipates. Not only cement is used to disperse the clouds, but also other reagents such as solid carbon dioxide, liquid nitrogen, and silver iodide. According to experts, such cloud dispersion, although unnatural, does not harm the environment or the atmosphere. Creating clouds and rain and controlling them is not all technology and weather control projects. Other technology that will allow us to take control of nature are being actively discussed as well. Stay tuned to find out how people plan to control lightning, subdue storms, and even defeat tornadoes. A little more than 10 years ago, scientists began to talk about how we could control lightning as well as Zeus himself. Someday, mankind will be able to use lasers to cause a lightning discharge in a thundercloud and redirect it to the necessary point on Earth. This could be done to use the tremendous energy of lightning and also to control the weather in general. For example, lightning could be redirected from one place to another to keep airports open during severe thunderstorms. We'll also be able to create lightning out of the blue and use its energy at a certain point. Lightning is not the most pleasant or safe thing, but storms and hurricanes are much more dangerous. Scientists are trying to figure out the way to fight these elements and believe that wind turbines can help subdue storms. U.S. scientists suggested that wind turbines, with their huge blades installed near the shore, could reduce the wind speed during storms. However, so far such a project seems impossible. Scientists believe that a storm is too powerful of an element to fight it with ordinary wind turbines. However, the idea itself is not a bad one. If, in the future, super powerful and durable wind turbines are designed specifically to fight hurricanes and generate electricity, we may be able to forget about destructive storms forever. Everything's clear with storms, but what about the even more destructive phenomenon of tornadoes? How can we fight tornadoes that suck absolutely everything into their vortex and violently sweep through an area? Professor Ranjai Tao of Temple University in Philadelphia has suggested that high walls could help solve the problem of destructive tornadoes. Tornadoes are particularly common in the United States, especially in the Midwest. The professor believes that walls could slow air currents and reduce the threat of tornadoes in the region. Although the project seems rather strange and many scientists are skeptical about it, Tao is confident that his idea would save the U.S. from many destructive tornadoes. That's all, guys. What would you do if you could control the weather? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you later.